Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. Something just a little bit different today, ladies and gents. A quick little stream I'm going to slip in there before I have to nip out for the day. And it's a wholesome tale, ladies and gentlemen. It's a family-friendly stream. Bring in the kids. Bring them in. Because we're going to talk about something very important. Hello, children. Are we all sat very comfortably? We're talking about the father and son battle that is endless throughout the history of man. From Indiana Jones and Sean Connery and Shang-Chi and his dad and Star-Lord and Ego. We are talking about the battle between father and son. Obviously the most famous, Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I know I'm wrong, I just was joking, just to get your triggers going, you Star Wars nerds. Right then, yes. You may, if you do see on the other streams, we've got Brownie that races in the URL. I'm following him at the moment in the Deltonas, and I've got to say, he is absolutely flying high at the moment. He is on form. He is a man who is in the zone. So what is this? What do you do to a man that's high in his moment, that is doing absolute amazing things with his pro sim racing career? Well, if you're his son, you challenge him. You say, Father dear, I don't think you're all that. Really? I think you're punching rather high above your weight, and if you decided to go on the track with me, you will find that you will be beaten rather easily. So I challenge thee, father, to a race. And Brownie, how could he turn this down? How could he say no to such a challenge? This is the challenge of ages. It is father versus son. And we've all got a father that we want to get the better of. And we've all got a son that we've got to keep down there. They've got to know that they're not as good. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. For your viewing, we're going Bubblegum versus Brownie. It's a Browne affair, ladies and gentlemen. It's the showdown of the ages. Are you ready? 5 laps of Monza in the Mazda GR1. And I have no idea who Youssef El is, but he's in there for the schnizzles and the giggles, I'm sure. So, without further ado, it is just a short little 5-lap stream for really mainly 2 people, Bubblegum and Brownie. I hope you enjoy. Let's get this on then, ladies and gentlemen. Bubblegum ahead of Brownie. And Youssef ahead of both of them. It's a great start from the Mazdas. Bubblegum's off to an absolute cracker with Brownie giving chase. And they're leaving the Porsche behind. Goodbye, Porsche. It's the era of the Mazda. And it's very tight there. Brownie late on the brakes, closing in on Bubblegum. But Bubblegum gets a beautiful drive out of the first chicane. And he is absolutely showing form, ladies and gentlemen, against Papa Browne. But Papa Browne is not one to sit still, and he knows this track well, and he is pulling on all of that experience, ladies and gentlemen, into the corners, nice and tight, grabbing onto the apexes as he chases the challenging child, his spawn, ladies and gentlemen. He chases his spawn, he's got a wheel on the dirt, and that could be tragic, with Youssef trying to get himself involved in this battle of the ages. But Bubblegum at the moment, most of lap 1, has held strong, has held dear to the lead of the race, and is easily smack down in Papa Browne, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, a bit wide there for Bubblegum, showing the eagerness and inexperience of the young'un. And now the father has come through, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is now neck and neck leading up to the Parabolica, and Brownie around the outside. Bubblegum's got the inside, and Bubblegum's wide again, showing that inexperience. And Brownie, with a wry grin on his face, says he'll learn. He will learn from this beatdown yet again. But Bubblegum The time has come for beatdowns to end. Bubblegum shall not come in second to father anymore. Bubblegum has something in store for Papa Browne today. Sitting on his rear derriere, Bubblegum now is he's ready to pounce, ladies and gentlemen. He's stalking his prey. In the wild, this would be a lion getting down into the weeds, into the reeds, and ready to leap on the poor gazelle. That is Brownie. Brownie at the moment, though, doing all he can to stay in the lead. Lap 2 of 5 of this intense father-son battle here. A wholesome tale, it has to be said. And now, oh, Bubblegum again, wide. The lad does not like that brake one bit. He doesn't want to use it. But he's doing very well, and Youssef is keeping them absolutely honest. They can, oh, Bubblegum goes for a long one and absolutely misses the corner, and Brownie, he's there driving around, dealing with the Porsche, and the Porsche just wants to get by, giving him a little flash, saying, come on, guy, race me. You've been beat by the young'un. And Bubblegum then totally missing out on the corner there, and I'm sure Brownie will be having a word with him about track limits at the end of this one. And Bubblegum, though, heading on, getting the fastest lap of the race. And Brownie chasing him down. Lap 3 of 5. And can Brownie pull this back? He's left the Porsche behind now. Youssef, who was very close behind the Brownie, and now Bubblegum very much being cautious in the first chicane there, and has lost a lot of time to the Brownster. The Browne streak, ladies and gentlemen, is on a run, and Bubblegum trying to keep the lead to himself, but the Papa Browne is ready to hand out some lessons, some fatherly advice coming Bubblegum's way in the next lap or two, ladies and gents. Bubblegum again struggling with those track limits. So is Youssef in the background, and Brownie now through, but Brownie's struggling with the track limits, and Bubblegum is through. It's a bit of each other's issues. You can see the family resemblance there, can't you, between the two in corners. And Youssef then has got himself up there into second with the Porsche, and as ahead of the Brownie, but the Mazda does seem rather swift, and I'm sure Brownie will be up and upon the Porsche anytime soon. But Bubblegum reveling at the moment in the lead. And again, oh, you just want to apply the brake just a little bit more than that. And Youssef then takes the lead in this father-son battle. Bubblegum following Youssef at the moment, with Brownie just tailing behind. And Brownie now, he's gone back to the lab, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing equations. He's doing mathematical equations back at the lab, working out how to come back at the child. His child, I mean. Youssef leading the way, though. Youssef is making whole-handedly of that big wide Porsche, but Bubblegum's going for the move into the chicane, and he gets it. He gets him as Youssef gets a little heavy on his accelerator, gets a bit of a squirrel on coming out of the corner, and now Brownie is coming in. He's tracking him. He's closing in for the kill. Bubblegum, though, still leads one more lap after this, and they're around halfway there, ladies and gentlemen, and then they'll be on the final lap. Youssef going for a move on the Bubblegum, but Bubblegum stays put in the lead, ladies and gentlemen, with Brownie trying to find a way to get back into the battle. And now Youssef nearly taking the Bubblegum out there. They're very close, and it looked like Youssef had to make a dash out of the way. So it gives you the idea that that Porsche is quite swift out of the corners. The Mazda at the moment, though, around the Parabolica, and only one more rotation of the track to do. And this is the battle of ages answered for good, ladies and gentlemen, especially in the Browne household. So Bubblegum in the lead trying to not give Youssef a toe. And Brownie back into play, ladies and gentlemen. He's got himself past Youssef, and he's got his sights set on Bubblegum. Brownie does it in the first chicane. We saw that Bubblegum is a little tentative in that first chicane. He's a little too slow for Brownie, and Brownie has absolutely whipped it through. And Brownie now out there in the leads. And the lesson has been taught. No, Bubblegum heavy into the second chicane, but he doesn't come out nice. He comes out on second best as Brownie now retakes the lead. Youssef is a nuisance in that pack, causing a divide between father and son here. Brownie now is at the back with Youssef leading. Brownie's now in second, sorry. Bubblegum's now at the back. And Brownie, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, for at least another year, Brownie is alpha in his house. Brownie is still the alpha male in the family. Bubblegum, though, wow, that was close. That was close for Brownie. He's not far away. He's not far away from beating you down, Papa Browne. So Youssef El Adli gets the win. It looks, he could, he might. In this family affair, I don't know, maybe he's the granddad. But that's Youssef across. Brownie in second, and Bubblegum next year. Next year, lad. Next year. It was close. It was close, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, the Brownie is still alpha in his house for at least another year. And that, ladies and gentlemen, answers the question of the father and son battlage. The son one day will beat the father, but not today. Not today and not here. Although I have heard rumour, Bubblegum said that he let him win because it was Brownie's birthday and it felt bad beating his dad on his birthday. So, I mean, there is always that. We don't know. We don't know. Big up to Brownie. Thank you for asking me to do it. It's always fun doing one of these little ones for just, you know, the individual. I'm happy to you know, just do something different. It's quite fun. So yeah, have a good day in the Browne family, and Bubblegum, you'll get him next year, I'm sure. Okay, that was a little wholesome family tale for you, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of fun in the family, and I hope you enjoyed it. T-Ray, peace and love. Peace and love.